back to another episode of Check the Stats Podcast, episode 8. I'm your host, T. Cal. Got my co-host here, Mari, aka Big O. At the bottom, we got my boy CB, Charles Bracy. How y'all boys doing, man?
I'm cool. Watch y'all boys, man.
Man, I'm coolin', man. Just working school, honestly. Trying to get to it, man.
Yeah. That's I can't complain about nothing in life right now. You know, the NFL draft, playoffs. I mean, as a sports fan, it's just a real treat to have all this action going on at once. So you really always occupied. There's a lot of good topics for us to get into. I mean, shoot, we could have asked for nothing better because, hey, it keeping us relevant, keeping us talking about the new and upcoming things that potentially can happen in the future. So, like I said, I can't wait to dive into today's episode because it's a lot of controversial stuff we're gonna get into. A lot of great topics that you don't want to miss. So, without further ado, Mario, kick it off, man.
What's good with y'all, man? Welcome to the 8th episode of Check the Stats Podcast, man.
CDS.
Hey, we're checking the stats over here. You know what the fuck go down. Hey, man, look. So, my first question to y'all today. This is the first segment, and it's about NBA. It's about the NBA. It's about the NBA playoffs, of course. And my question to y'all is, damn, where did it go? Does this NBA team have a number one option? And the first team I got for y'all is, does the Bulls have the question? Well, the first question I have for y'all is, does the Bulls have a number one option in y'all eyes?
No.
Nah, they don't got no number one. At least not the number one that's gonna do much.
Y'all don't think DeMar the number one option for the Bulls?
No. You go to the next team. It's a hell no for me, brother.
Do y'all feel like Sacramento, do the Kings have a number one option?
No.
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 Yes.
These Fox is the number
How do they
one
have a number one option?
What are we defining as number one option? Like, what is the definition?
What is the definition?
Team changer. You elevate your team. You always come up when your team needs you most. You're the number one option. That means you're the defense number one priority, and your play doesn't drop when it comes to the big time stages and making it to the playoffs. I think the Kings, they don't really have a number one. I think De'Aaron Fox is a hot number two, but I don't think he's a number one. If he's a number one, I mean, your team gonna be where they are right now, which is the crib. So, I mean, despite the injuries and all that stuff happening, I don't think D Fox is the number one option.
Nah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. If you look at this year, obviously you got a point, but
I mean, what did he do last year?
Game changer. Last year they went to the playoffs. Game 7 against
and lost in 7 to Warriors.
For sure, they did. But at the same time, you don't think he's changed life in Sacramento? I mean, that's their first time in postseason play since we've been alive, basically. You don't think that's significant for them?
Man, after you coming off the year you had last year, you're not looking to go down. You're looking to elevate, or at least stay in the playoff room. But you don't go from 4 seed in the playoffs to all the way. No, they was a 3. I mean, they went from the 3 seed to the playoffs to the 9 seed in the play-in.
Yeah, but they basically had the exact same record. So it's not like they play dropped off. It's just everything got better on the West. And that's not under his control.
But with the number one option on your team like D Fox, should he be able to elevate those guys into playoff contention, even though they were in it for a majority of the year? Like, what's the excuse? He was available.
You don't think injuries played a part?
If you're a number one option, injury shouldn't matter. Like, obviously, significant injuries, yes. Malik Monk was a significant injury, but at the end of the day, if you're a number one option, you got to will your team to that promised land. I don't think D Fox Sabonis combo, they can't lead no team to the prom. They're missing somebody, and that's nothing. No knock against D Fox, but I only think it's a few number one options in the NBA, and I don't think D Fox is one of them. So Y'all gonna be surprised with the many teams I don't think have another number one option. So we might be at this all day.
All right, got you. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like D Fox is the number one option. I feel like him and Sabonis, well, really him is what's kept like the Kings from sinking. Honestly, like I feel like he's done what he can. Like, yeah, I understand. Like, they haven't made Devin. He hasn't just like led them to the playoffs like every year.
He did last year, but
I understand he hasn't led them like past like that first round. I understand that, but you know what I'm saying. Like Charles said, injuries do play a part and everything like that. But I mean, who's to say they won't make it past this next year or whatever? But man, anyways, next team. Do y'all feel like the Houston Rockets have a number one option?
No.
You don't think so? This your team, bro.
We don't have a number one option at the moment. I could be honest. Like, what? I'm not finna sit here sugarcoat it. Houston, at this moment, we don't have a number one option in the NBA on our team right now. They can become number one options, but are they that right now? No.
I feel like Jalen Green could be our number one option if he.
Hell no.
You don't think so? If he plays how he was just playing?
No, I would rather Sagoon would be our one option before him.
Yeah, that was.
And even with Sengun, that's only so high of a ceiling that you can go.
I mean, you can't say that because that's Jokic. That's literally he literally has Jokic. He just got to grow into it all fully. But like as of now, he's not there. But he only year 3, so that's what I'm saying. I'm giving him a pad.
He's still young, right? Do y'all feel like the San Antonio Spurs have a number one option?
Hell yeah, yes,
yeah,
yes.
Who you think is the number one option? Wemby?
He's gonna be what? Who else?
Yeah. Good. Okay.
Ain't nobody else.
I'm thinking you could have said somebody like Keldon or something like that. I'm like,
he said Keldon.
Oh God.
I'm fucking with you. Do y'all feel like the Toronto Raptors have a number one option?
No, bro. No.
Are we just naming teams at this point?
Like,
yeah, I'm just naming.
We just going through the runaround like that.
Hey, what they said the Raptors?
I can see it now.
Oh, okay. Hey, this. Well, go ahead. What you about to say?
I can see it now. Your next question. You think the Hornets?
Nah.
Like what?
Nah. I ain't gonna lie, that was just the same team I seen, well, whatever team I seen. But do y'all feel like the Utah Jazz have a number one option?
No.
Nah.
No.
They got guys, but nah.
I'm gonna say the Jazz
have great.
Solid.
It's a few teams in the NBA that's built like them. Bunch of fucking role players and nobody else. Them and the Brooklyn Nets they in the same tier. They got a bunch of high level role players that playing out of position. And they all just happen to be on the same team.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shoot, you can only go so far with a bunch of role players playing on their teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, y'all feel like the Hawks got a number one option?
No.
Not even just Dejounte Murray?
No.
Trey Young took him to the Eastern Conference Finals. I got to give him respect for that.
I'm going to say, yeah, I feel like it's out of Trey and Dejounte.
Yeah, they don't have a number one option. That's the reason why they're blowing their team up. That's the reason why one of them guys going to be traded in this offseason. Like, they have no number one guy. And it's okay. They both are twos. Dejounte, truthfully, Dejounte is a high-level 3, cool 2, but he can't be a 1. Trey Young is for sure not a 1. He's too small, inconsistent, defensive liability. And on offense, his game isn't like his game been primarily off of that pick and roll. And you know, he can isolate here and there, but like do I trust him? Do I trust him when I need him to come up clutch for me? I don't. Like it's a reason why the smaller guards in NBA really can't be ones unless you're really just special, like a John Morant or a Steph Curry or a Jalen Brunson. Or some of these smaller guys that are able to elevate their teams and be those game changers for those squads and the reason why they're up here and down here. And I don't think Trey Young, he can't lead his team to the promised land. I think he could be a great number 2. Me personally, if he go to San Antonio, I think that would be a good 1-2 punch. But as far as him being a 1 leading you to that promised land, I don't see Trey Young being the number 1 on a championship contending team. No.
That's a good take on that. I can't even argue with you on that. I totally agree with you. San Antonio for sure would be a good spot for him. I feel like they'll be able to do good things over there for sure if they get Trey. You know what I'm saying? But Charles, you got anything on that?
I mean, I agree. I don't think he's gonna lead you to the promised land by himself. I mean, he got as close as he possibly could in that run where Milwaukee knocked him off, but I mean, it's only so far you can go with Trey Young. Like, he's definitely in the upper echelon of guards as far as his productivity, top level scorer, top level assist man, but his liabilities and his inefficiency in terms of his play over the last few years is definitely a level of concern for sure.
Facts.
I agree with you. All right, do y'all feel like the Indiana Pacers have a number one option?
No.
You don't think it's Tyrese
No.
Halliburton?
Mm-mm.
All right. What about the Celtics? Do y'all feel like the Boston Celtics have a number one option?
No.
You don't think so? Damn, you don't think it's Jason Tatum?
No.
Oh my. Okay. Let me. I gotta hear this. Okay. Why do you feel like he's not?
What?
Bro, what do we define number one option as? If you can score 27 points, have a pretty game, be on a team that's already stacked with all stars and all defensive players, like
my definition of a number one option, I'm gonna say it's like Luka. Luka is like a number one option. That's the.
What are we doing with Jason Tatum? Like, if if LeBron James had this constructed team he had around right now, nigga, if he don't win the championship, we're killing him.
Mm-hmm.
We are.
Nigga, you know how many great teams Jason Tatum has since he touched the league? Every single team that he's been on should have been in the NBA championship every single year.
But
there's no team in the East that was fucking with them Celtics teams at all. He played with Kyrie, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Prime Al Horford. Like, what are we talking? Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Derek White. Like, what are we talking
about? He's had those teams.
And you still can't get it done? Like, you made it to the championship. Whoop-de-doo. He put up a shitter. Let's be honest. Like, is Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum true number one?
I can't rock with you on that one. I ain't gonna lie. Bro.
I'm not complaining about it, but at the end of the day, you got to come up clutch when they need you to come up clutch. There's no way that team has only made it to one finals in Jason Tatum's 6 years. That's it. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, certain guys don't have that same level of talent surrounded around them, and
they still make it. Sometimes they still make it happen. I feel you.
Jason Tatum in the he's a hit or miss. Go look at his playoff series. Look at what he's done in the playoff. Has Jason Tatum been consistently? Oh shit, he's their number one option every single series you going to. No, Jaylen Brown has overperformed him in certain series. That's not a number one option.
That's true.
I understand that, but at the same time, a number one option is a dude that pushes your team to heights over the top. Just because the Celtics as an organization has underperformed at the biggest stage doesn't mean that it doesn't make JT less of a number one option than, say, Luka or, say, SGA. The Celtics are the best team in the NBA in terms of record-wise this season, and they've been the most consistent franchise over the last 5 years. And nobody is going to bat an eye if you say that it's because of Jason Tatum and what he's able to do. Granted, regular season is where he shines more than what he does in the postseason. I understand that, but you also got to factor in the fact that the Celtics aren't reaching these heights with just anybody. Like, granted, they have a great team, great organizational pieces, great role players. They got a bunch of guys, and they've had that for a long time, almost the better part of a decade. But you telling me that Jason Tatum isn't the guy that makes that team go as far as pushes them to levels we expect them to be over the top, over everybody in the East, maybe even the West too? That's crazy. He's debatable a top 5 player in the NBA.
Debatable. No, he's not.
I'm saying it's debatable. You can make an argument.
No, it's not. It's not debatable at all. I can name 5 guys better than Jason Tatum right now in my hand. But I
probably can too. But I'm saying if you put him in that top 5, you're not going to see a whole bunch of people just looking at you crazy unless you put somebody like Jaylen Brown in that scenario. Then people will probably look at you crazy. But Jason Tatum is an upper echelon player. You can't be an upper echelon player and then all of a sudden with all the elite talents that you have, just turn into someone that's not someone that's able to lead your team as a number one option. That's who Jason Tatum has been for like the past 5 years. And he has to grow into that role to get over that hump. But at the same time, it's like, what are we doing here? Like, out of 10, let's say there's 10 guys that are number one options. 10 guys off the top of your head. You telling me Jason Tatum ain't fitting that billing once whatsoever?
Tatum is
over everybody else in the league.
He's a bottom tier one option. If we were to give him that, but as far you cannot name him a number one option when you have the fucking Avengers as your other teammates. Like at the end of the day, we gotta stop sugarcoating this. Like I'm sick of everybody going blind because Tatum can score 27 points on a team with a fucking all NBA guy, Jaylen Brown. You got a fucking 20 point per night center, stretch 5. You got fucking all pro defensive players with Drew Holiday and Derek White as your wingman. And then you got off the bench, you got Peyton Pritchard, you got Al Horford, you got a Hauser that averaged 10 points a game. Like, you got Tillman as your backup center. What the like? There's no way on Guy Green Murphy these niggas have not won a championship or even come close. And he's the number one option. He doesn't play consistently good. And like sometimes we like who's better, Brown or Tatum? Those been real conversations. Just because Tatum, he scored 27 and gets the most points and the game's the nicest, that don't mean he's the number one option on a great team already. He does get the majority of shots. Okay, he gets the majority of shots. It's been more times than not Jaylen Brown has overperformed him in the playoff. And a number one option on your team, elevate that guy. I don't necessarily call the Celtics as like Tatum and that Celtics team elevated. Every time they get to the conference final, it's like, what the hell are we expecting? These teams are great. Like, and if you put Luka Doncic on that Celtics team, they would already won a championship. If you put LeBron James on one of these teams, they would already won a championship. If you put Jokic on that damn team, they would have won a damn championship. Those teams are great, and he has not got it done. So for us to like give this excuse, I'm like, oh, like he's a number one option, like he's like regarded as one of these top echelon guys. If you want to say so, he gets marketed like that. He scored 27 points on a Boston Celtics team that's historically great. They make it to the conference finals on a regular and lose for more times than not. Like, it's so many excuses that we throw Tatum away and we don't give him the proper blame of you're a number one option. There's no damn excuse. You have a number two option that's making $300 million in the NBA right now. He getting paid the most money in the NBA, and he realistically going to be a second-team All-NBA guy. And you still not getting it done. And Tatum's going to be a first-team All-NBA guy and still not getting it done. It's like there's no excuse. We can't keep giving Tatum this excuse on, okay, he's a number one option because his game is pretty. He can shoot a mid-range. He scored 27 points on 25 shots. Like, no, I'm sick of giving Tatum that excuse. Until you prove it, I don't believe he's going to be that number one option on a team that I'm going to say, okay, they're a contender. I don't believe so.
I ain't got no argument with you. So the next team is the Clippers. Do y'all believe that the Clippers have a number one option?
No.
You don't think so? You don't think it's PG, Kawhi? You don't think it's neither one of them?
Like, as much as, like, and then no disrespect that way. Like, no disrespect. But, like, bro, when the last time Kawhi Leonard led a team to the championship?
Toronto year.
When the last time Kawhi Leonard had led anybody to the conference finals? Charles, you can answer that too.
Kawhi Leonard when healthy, or are we talking about just Kawhi Leonard and his availability? Because if we talking about just healthy, I understand where you're coming from. That's a big concern. He's always going to walk around with that on his shoulders. But Kawhi Leonard, there is a reason why he is a top 75 player. There is a reason why he's regarded as one of the best two-way players in the NBA. There is a reason why even with the state of what the Clippers are in, they are perennial annual betting favorites every single year to go to the title. And it's
Charles, let me ask you a question. Do you have the Clippers as a realistic championship contender this year? Do you think they can make the finals with the whole field in the West? Do you think that's a team that can make the finals? Yes or no? Yes or no?
They ain't my first pick. I will say that. They ain't my first pick.
Are they your second pick?
No, they're not my first pick.
Are they your third pick?
Yeah.
No. No.
Bro, come on. All the pieces they got, you telling me that they don't have a realistic chance? Obviously, we got the Nuggets above everybody else. And then 2, you could throw in who? The Mavericks, maybe the Thunder, maybe the T-Wolves, whoever you want.
Look, I'm gonna say this is it. I'm gonna say the Celtics. If they make it past Miami, goddamn, because Miami gonna put up a fight with them anyway. But I'm gonna say the Celtics. I'm
talking about the West.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the West.
Oh, the West. Okay, Nuggets. Yeah.
Nuggets, Timberwolves, Mavs.
Nuggets, Timberwolves, Mavs. I can't even say the Lakers. The Thunder could be like, honestly, I put Thunder like at 4th or 5th. I ain't gonna lie, but that's really all I got. We already said the Timberwolves.
Nuggets 1, Timberwolves 2. No, Nuggets 1, Timberwolves 2, Mavs 3, and I got the Clippers. Then I got the Thunder. So I got 4 teams that I believe that are more of championship contenders, or 3 teams I have more championship contenders than the Clippers.
So as currently constructed with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Terrence Mann, Zubac, all them boys, right? Mm-hmm. As currently constructed, all healthy and all playing at the peak of their powers against everybody in the West playing at the peak of their powers. Outside of Denver, who do you have them getting knocked off the floor by? Now, granted, there's a lot of X factors because not everybody.
No, I can't. I don't even know if they're gonna play.
I mean, shoot, the Mavs, the team they're playing right now, they can knock them off easy. Any argument with that?
Are you talking about for the Nuggets?
Say that one more time.
You talking about for the Nuggets?
The Mavs.
Okay.
He said any team that can knock the Clippers outside of the Nuggets. Is that what you said, Trey?
I'm saying at the peak of their powers. If we are to expect everybody to play to their highest level, their highest potential, Kawhi, All NBA, PG back to his Indiana self for all intents and purposes, Harden in a better position than where he is now, is just playing regular point guard, Russ back to Russ that we are accustomed to. Who's knocking them off? And granted that is on paper, but compared to everybody else in the Western field, outside of Denver, there's nobody that you're going to look at and be like, yeah, I got my money on them over the Clippers. Now, I got the Mavs winning the Clippers against the Clippers, so that might sound like I'm being hypocritical. But at the same time, you got to think about it like this. We're looking at this from a lens of the Mavs on a heater and the Clippers being so up and down like they're on a roller coaster. If the Clippers were really on top of their shit, it wouldn't even be a question about if they were to be the second favorites to come out of the West outside of the Nuggets. Without a question, that's over OKC, that's over Minnesota, that's over LA, that's over Dallas, that's over everybody, and that's not even a question.
But unfortunately, we're not living in hypotheticals. We're living in real life. What they're doing real life right now in our faces. And James Harden has not been the same level player. Paul George is damn sure ain't no one, and he can't be a 1. And out of 2, he really struggling to be a real 2, if I'm being honest. And then you got Kawhi Leonard. That for most times than not, he got it done when he's been healthy. But shoot, I question availability to be a big concern for him. More just like, all right, like you can't be a number 1 option. You ain't never on the damn court. And even when he is on the court, not like he just elevated these teams to championship status. Like when they was in the bubble, when he was fully healthy against the Nuggets, they blew a 3-1 lead with Kawhi Leonard as a main participant, a part of that team. Did he or did he not?
He did.
And then years prior to that, injury. So what the hell are we going off of? Like, truthfully, we can only go off of what we've done seen lately. He's barely been in the playoffs for us to even critique him. I mean, the teams are good. Like, that's a great constructed team around him. Don't get me wrong. But I don't believe Kawhi Leonard can push that team to an NBA championship right now or pretty much ever. I think Kawhi Leonard, I don't want to necessarily not call him a 1, but I don't think he's that game changer no more. I think he's kind of like Injuries and stuff took a toll, of course. He's in his 30s, of course. But I don't think it's seldom a few guys that, all right, number one guys, I can take us to that promised land, get on my shoulders. I'm a will us there. I only think it's a few guys. I don't think Kawhi Leonard is that anymore. I don't think he's at the peak of his powers anymore.
I disagree, but
hey, agree to disagree.
For sure.
We'll let the fans.
Hey, so the next team I got for y'all, man. Do y'all feel like the Cavaliers, the Cleveland Cavaliers, do y'all feel like they have a number one option?
No.
You don't think it's deep? You don't think it's Donovan Mitchell?
Dude, how many times Donovan Mitchell disappointed us? Like, Charles, I want to hear your answer before I go into depth with that. But if you say no, then we can leave it at that.
All I know is that D. Mitchell was in the same situation in Utah and is getting the same exact results. Right. No disrespect to D. Mitch, but
so the answer is no.
Yeah.
Hey, 2 against 1.
I ain't got no argument with you. I mean,
Mari said yeah, we said no.
All right. Do y'all feel like the Miami Heat have a number one?
Yeah. Unfortunately, and it's like, I don't even like it. It hurts me to say it, cause like he bullshit all year long, but like whatever coming out in the playoffs, he get it done. Like I can't say nothing about a guy that consistently getting it done, especially with their rosters aren't great. Like they have a solid roster, but they're overachieving with less tier talent. And that's why I say like it's a difference between Tatum and like you can really make an argument Tatum and Butler. Because like Butler, that talent he playing with over there, he's elevating those guys to newer heights. I guarantee you, if you put Jason Tatum on that Miami Heat team right now, those guys aren't. They're not. They weren't gonna make that finals last year. They weren't gonna make that finals in that bubble, and they probably like Butler's been hurt, so like you got to give him a little, fair criticism for that. He hasn't been available, but when he is available, he's a game changer. He's a game changer. He controls the pace of the game from start to finish. He's a great two-way player, high IQ player, and clutch shot maker. Can we say any of those things about Tatum when the rubber meets the road consistently though? And as being the number one guy, you're not looking for these other guys. You're not looking for okay, Brown saved the day, Porzingis saved the day, White saved the day. Holiday saved the day. It's like no, it's you. You got the ball in your hands. You make the play. You get it done. More times than not have Tatum made those plays.
I feel like with Tatum, it's unfortunate that it comes in spots. Like, yeah, it is inconsistent, but we've seen him backs against the wall against the Bucks drop 50 to save their bacon. We've seen him come back against the Bucks. We've seen him come back against the 76ers. We've seen him make these runs when they played against the Heat, when they did knock him off to get to the finals. Now, granted, he did disappoint in the biggest stage, and he has had a lot of more moments where he has left us wanting more from him as opposed to what we expect from him to do. But I guess to get back to Jimmy Butler, yeah, he's a clear one. It's so crazy. I mean, you just look at what he's been through in terms of how he's able to lead Miami to this promised land despite them being the most underrated team in the NBA. It's like one more. It's like imagine if he had a roster that's more competent than what they got it out in Miami. Like they literally get it out the mud every single year and find themselves in positions where other teams can only dream of. Like how many teams in the NBA thought that they would see Jimmy Butler lead this Miami Heat team to the finals not once but twice? The Lakers have yet to beat the Nuggets in 11 straight games. The Nuggets have only lost 4 playoff games last season. One of them games was to Miami off of just getting it out the mud. And it's because of Jimmy Butler. He does it on a consistent basis.
You say they haven't lost 4?
The Nuggets they lost 4 games in the playoffs last year. Yeah, twice to the Suns, once to Miami, and once to the T-Wolves.
That was crazy. I remember that run.
Nah, I can't. I don't have no disagreement. I don't have no disagreement about what y'all just said about Jimmy Butler. I mean, he's the energy of that team. He's like the top dog for that team, man. He does literally everything in his power to lead that team to the playoffs every year. and even in the playoffs, he leads his team. So I have no disagreement about that. So, but the next question I got for y'all: do y'all feel like the Pelicans, the New Orleans Pelicans, do y'all feel like they have a number one option?
No.
I really don't have no
You feel
argument
like
for
who?
that. The Pelicans. Do you feel like New
It's
Orleans
unfortunate, but we don't really have an answer.
Yeah.
We don't
I
really
don't-
have an answer.
That's what I'm saying. I really ain't got an answer for them because
You don't got an
like I
answer.
mentioned, I said I don't have an answer for them because
Hell no. It's
We
yes or
don't.
no.
We don't have a
no. I'm saying like
We don't have a definitive
I know,
yes, so we
I
can only
said-
say no.
I said they don't. I said yeah, they don't because like TK, like you mentioned in the previous episodes, you said that Zion hasn't stepped up into stardom. Brandon Ingram hasn't stepped up into stardom. We see that like they playing the Thunder. B getting man, he only dropping like 12, 14 points, bro. Like it ain't
He
nothing
getting
crazy.
hog-tied.
Zion. You said what happened?
So that nigga getting hog tied.
Exactly. I'm not gonna lie, like he's been getting clamped. I mean, the only person I can say that's been really just hooping like that with the Pelicans is just Trey Murphy. That's it. Trey Murphy. That's the only person I can say that's just been hooping with the Pelicans. I've been watching a lot of them. I've been watching them lately, like a lot. I've been watching them a lot lately. And that's really the only person I can say that's just been getting it done. You know what I'm saying? CJ McCollum, hell no, he's not really now. Zion, he hurt. He can lead them, but he ain't stepped into that role of stardom yet. Same thing with Brandon Ingram. But
shit, Brandon Ingram 26. His stardom is over. We know who he is.
that's really my take on them niggas. I ain't gonna lie. But
BI could be a number one on the 12 seed.
That's that shit. That really mean you a winner?
Number one scoring option.
Shit.
I mean, yeah, he could, but I mean, we talking about Pelicans though, like
He's talking about on a 12 seed. He ain't talking about the Pelicans.
yeah, I know. Just like a lower ranked team, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but moving on, let's get into it about these Celtics, man. How do we feel about the Celtics this season? Of course, they're the best. One of the best. No, they are the best team in the league. But I want to hear y'all thoughts on the Celtics. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about them?
Man.
If they lose, it's a disappointment. They need to make serious changes, and it shouldn't be no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I said about Tatum defending him just in this last segment, they lose to Miami, it all gets thrown out the window, and I look like an idiot. I mean,
Hey,
I gotta keep it a buck. I mean, like, bro, how many times are you going? At some point in time, you got to stop bumping your head on the ceiling. You got to crash through that thing, man. Like, y'all get to the promised land. Y'all are the best, most consistent team for God knows how many years in the East. Nobody's messing with y'all. Not Milwaukee, not Philly. It shouldn't be the Heat, but every single time y'all get in these situations, y'all had the better team against the Warriors. Y'all got knocked off. Y'all had the better team against the Heat, and y'all ended up wetting the bed. Y'all had the better team this year, and somehow y'all lose at home with home court advantage. Now, I will say that their saving grace is the fact that Miami had to break their scoring record for threes made in the game just to beat them by 10. So, like, they had to play their absolute best out of their mind. Jaime Jaquez, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Caleb Martin, everybody. All of those guys have to be on go.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the Miami Heat have had your number for like the past few seasons in terms of just y'all always – it's like it's fate just y'all meeting up against each other, and they always give y'all a dogfight. There's no reason that it should be a dogfight with no Jimmy. And the fact that it has
also the teams are very they're very different. One team is all the way up here in talent, the other team's all the way down here in talent. And yet and still every year we come into these dog fights.
The fact that they in this dogfight with no Jimmy, when you got all these all-NBA players, you got debatably a top-tier defensive guard in Drew Holiday. You got Porzingis who could come up off as a fourth or third option and give you 20 to 30. You got Hauser. You got Pritchard. You got all these guys. Like, what more is there to be excusable at this point?
Right.
What are y'all like the Dallas Cowboys or the NBA? Like how many times are gonna let y'all get off the hook? It don't make no sense.
Like,
what are we doing here?
I've been trying to let him off. Don't let him try to fool y'all with all this talk. He been trying to defend Tatum as a one. Now he's talking about some all this now. Calm down.
Nah, but he said if the Heat knock him off, everything that he just said about the Celtics, that shit go out the door.
Yeah, anything less than the NBA championship is a disappointment.
Right. So do y'all feel like if the Celtics don't win it all this year, it's time to split Tatum and Brown?
Hell yeah. It's been long overdue. But I say after that year when they came off of the finals, because like, okay, y'all finally made us not look dumb. Y'all two can play together, make it to the biggest stage. Now y'all running back and let's win it. Team better. Let's get it done. And what they do, they pissed down their leg and sold that shit to Miami in 7. And they let them get 3 dubs just to break their hearts on game 7 on their home court. So it's like this year should be make or break for that tandem because truthfully, they're both kind of the same player in a way. They both need the ball in their hands. They both can't really play off the ball. They both really solid defenders. I mean, you can consider them good defenders. I mean, if you want to, whatever. But they're not that tandem had gave you everything that it could have gave you out. I mean, everything that they could have gave you out of that tandem, they did. If they don't win the championship this year, it's like, all right, Tatum finna come in and he surpassing Brown. So that $300 million you gave Brown might got to go to 342 with Tatum because he making an all NBA first team. That's already a given. So like he's gonna be eligible for the most money out of anybody in the league until the next guys are up. Like Jokic, when he's up, he's gonna break that, and then when Luka's up, he's gonna break it. So it's like it's only a matter of time where you can't afford the bill that you're paying. You just signed Drew Holiday to a 4-year, $160 million extension. You signed Porzingis in the offseason, I think, to a 2-year, $70-something million deal. Then you have Brown on that crazy deal. And shoot, you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do with White. Realistically, look like they're about to lose White. So like they can't pay everybody at their like value. Jason Tatum is a max player, and he's more deserving of a max than Jaylen Brown. So it's like you're gonna have Jaylen Brown on a $300 million deal and Tatum on a $300 million deal. Like they're gonna probably be in what? They're gonna be in luxury tax hell.
Yeah. No argument with that one, bro. Honestly, what you got, Charles?
I actually got a question to both of y'all. Y'all feel like, because like I said, it seems like it's fate that they always meet up against Miami, and we see these flaws. I mean, granted, they lost to Golden State in the finals a few years ago, but it's like every time they play them boys in South Beach, it's always a battle that more times than not goes Miami's way. So my question to y'all is like, if they never played Miami over the past few years, do y'all feel like they actually would be able to get over the hump? Say if they play like Philly or Milwaukee or something like that, y'all think that it's just literally just a matchup nightmare for Boston? Like for whatever it is, psychological, mental, physical, even on the court X's and O's, y'all feel like it's just a disadvantage when they go up against them?
I feel like Miami just got that dog in them, bro. They got something to prove. That's the number one team. They just like shit. They're the number one team in the East. What is Miami? The
AFC.
I was about to say that. Yeah, they're the AFC. So it's just like we're going against these niggas. Shit, we the underdogs in this. Nobody believe in us. They feel like they're gonna walk over us, bro. We're not gonna let that happen. I feel like that's how it is with Miami. I feel like that's what scares Boston. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that motivation that Miami has. You know what I'm saying? That's what scares the shit out of Boston, in my opinion.
Miami, they just that's where you go again. Coaching matters, and Eric Spoelstra is by far the best coach in the NBA. I mean, you can make an argument with a few guys, but Derek Spoelstra is a great coach. He knows the weaknesses of the Celtics. He knows how to maximize the most off of his schemes in order to disrupt their rhythm of their offense and popping his zones and going into half court traps and full court, like full intensity, like denial, and they tag you up the court, exerting that energy. That's just coaching. Like those guys, the Heat culture is scrappy. The Heat culture isn't pretty. The Heat culture is okay. We go out there. It don't matter who's the guy today. We need you to play great defense, be able to make the three, and that's pretty much it. Play great defense, play within the confines of our team. You will be fine. It don't matter who they have. So that's why this year their roster may look a little different, but they still get the same result because of coaching. Coaching matters. And Eric Spoelstra is the best coach in the NBA. He keeps showing out coaching clinics against whoever he plays every single time. And it comes to the playoffs because don't give him time to adjust. Because if you don't come out and adjust to his adjustments, you're gonna end up just like the Celtics did last year at the crib. You're gonna end up like how Milwaukee was last year at the crib. You're gonna end up like New York was last year at the crib. Like they knocked off a lot of teams. Unfortunately, the Nuggets are just the best league last year and this year. It's not even close. So they couldn't do nothing with them. But as far as the other teams that don't have necessarily that same top level coaching and players with that mindset to, okay, we got to execute the game plan as Coach Spoelstra stated out, don't go outside of our lanes, do our assignments, and we'll be fine. They have that complete trust, and he has a great culture. That they got him in a 1-1 seed with the 1 seed. So
yeah.
Okay. Moving on to the next segment, man. Let's get into it. TK, I know you're ready for this one, bro. So the question is, bro, this is about Anthony Edwards and Devin Booker. You know, there's a lot of shooting guards that's in the league and everything like that, but I don't think none of them are Anthony Edwards or D Book. Hell, there's barely any good shooting guards in the league. But let's get into it, man. The question is, has Anthony Edwards surpassed Devin Booker as the best shooting guard?
Yeah. I think it's pretty clear now. I think Anthony Edwards taking that next step at the age of 22, leading his team to a 3 seed in the hard Western Conference and currently up 2-0 in that series. I mean, I know the teams are constructed. That team is constructed around Anthony Edwards. They have defenders, they have bigs, they have great bench depth. But Devin Booker has a pretty good team too. I don't like people giving them excuses and stuff and saying, like, oh, like Devin Booker made it to the finals and all that stuff. Like, nigga, those teams were great. Those teams were great. Like, by far, that year they made it to the finals, yeah, they had the Clippers in the conference finals with no Kawhi. And they gave them a little run for their money. So it's like, Devin Booker is good. He was the premier shooting guard of this era today. After the James Hardens what kind of went down and the Klay Thompsons went down and DeMar DeRozan took a step back. But as far as it is, like prime time, who would I want on my team, Devin Booker or Anthony Edwards? I'm taking Anthony Edwards. I think D-Book, like this series against Minnesota is like, where are you at? Like if you're that guy, like first off, do we even know who's the number one option on that team? Kevin Durant or Devin Booker? Like we don't even know. Mm-hmm. Nobody shows it. Like nobody says, "Give me the damn ball. I'm gonna make a play. I'm gonna get a bucket. I'm gonna get somebody involved. I'm gonna control the pace of this game." But if we lose, it's not gonna be because of me. If we lose, it's gonna be because y'all didn't do y'all job. But y'all can never say that I don't do my job. Anthony Edwards, even when he don't score 30 points a game and doing all the flashy stuff, he's still very impactful on defense. He still makes those extra passes. He developed that in his bag where he's able to get off of that ball and to let other people eat and make those right reads instead of being a pure scorer. And that what really separates good to great players. You're able to like understand next level. Okay, like one pass away, he's in it. Like it's different thing. Like being able to have that playmaking ability on top of being an elite scorer, that's what makes you an alpha number one dog. And I think that's what kind of like Anthony Edwards grown into it in his own. You know, he has Mike Conley, of course, but I believe Devin Booker, you thrust him into that role this year. And what do we say at the trade deadline? They need a point guard. They need a point guard. They need a point guard. Because he can't be Devin Booker potential. I mean, not potential. Devin Booker at his fullest like value is him being a scorer. It's not him playing with the ball at the top trying to get other people involved. It's him running off screens, him giving his touches in his spot and getting a bucket. His role has never been, okay, let me set these guys up. Let me average 7-8 assists a game. That's not him. You're not getting the most value out of Devin Booker with him being your lead honcho guy leading the team. It had Anthony Edwards. He kind of showed like, okay, like I'm leading this great team. I have a great team to strengthen around me, but he's making those winning plays. He's making different plays that we haven't seen him make in the last couple of years. Like you see him taking those steps, and I think right now in the NBA, until somebody knocks him off, I think Anthony Edwards is the premier shooting guard in the NBA.
I ain't got no argument in that. I feel like this is just the beginning for
You see,
he's only 22 years old. That's what
Yeah,
you said?
22.
He's only 22 years old, man. And I feel like, like I said, this is just the beginning for him, man. I do feel like he's the best shooting guard in the league. I have no argument towards that, bro. I mean, he's shown it this year. This year was, I mean, last year Anthony Edwards had a good year, but this year it's like he took Ant took his game from here, and like you know what I'm saying. This year it's just been phenomenal, bro. He's done great things. Like he's really, I feel like Ant has really placed himself in that number one position in shooting guard. Bro. That's really all I got to say. Charles.
Man, the ascension that Ant-Man has made.
Charles.
Oh,
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I rock with what Ant-Man has been doing. The ascension he's made over the past few years, I could see the potential and the projection that this man has made. I feel like with what Devin Booker is going through in Phoenix, with him being pushed to this point guard role, him being more centric to that as far as what they're asking him to do based off of what they have lacking as a roster, I think that's more on the organization as a whole. The fact that they just gutted their whole team after one bad series against Dallas and was like, you know what, get these guys an opportunity to actually make a run by getting one of the biggest fish in the NBA and Kevin Durant. That just ruined their whole team. They ruined the culture, ruined everything for them. And that's not necessarily Devin Booker's fault. And also, the only reason that I would put a pause with y'all saying that Ant-Man is the best shooting guard in the league is because for all intents and purposes, like what you said, T, about him getting that great team to the NBA, Book did go to the finals. He didn't get the chip down. He didn't bring the chip home. But that Suns franchise was stuck in the mud. They are a bottom-tier franchise for majority of their franchise history outside of those Charles Barkley years. Now you got them boys really doing big things with what Devin Booker has been able to do. And I really understand that these guys are really able to actually handle business with everything that they got going on. So it's really just impactful with what they are able to do in terms of his production level over the past few years. So I really, really think that we got to pump the brakes on Ant-Man. Ant-Man's going to be the best shooting guard in the league, but I got to see him actually get to that stage first. That's just me. I got to see him get to that stage first. I got to see him do what Book has been able to do for the better part of the past few years.
And that's respectful. That's for sure respectful. But I mean, we got to be honest. D Book took a step back this year. I mean, we could say it's because of role. We could say because of his role, it has been changed a bit. Having to be able to get Kevin Durant and these other guys involved as their primary distributor, and it shows he can't really handle it. Anthony Edwards, he's probably one of the best two-way players in the league by far. He's elevated his level of defense. he elevated his offense thanks to Team USA. Of course, he said it multiple times with his experience out there playing with them Team USA guys. But it's kind of hard not to sit here and say like Anthony Edwards isn't the best shooting guard in the league based off of what we're seeing right now with him basically leading that team as a number one option to be able to do whatever the team needs. If he has to be the one with the ball, Mike Conley, he ends up being off ball, watching him, letting him rock out. Well, we've never seen, especially when the Suns were at their peak, at their prime, where was Devin Booker? Was he on the ball for the most part, or his CP3 was getting niggas involved?
CP3 was getting on the ball.
Good point. Good point.
That's my point exactly. Anthony Edwards has more of a responsibility to that team success than Devin Booker ever had on that Phoenix team. Because you can say what you want. That was a great constructed team. Great constructed team. How many teams have Malik Beasley, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson? Then they had Jay Crowder getting DNPs. Nigga, those are 3 high-level 3-and-D wings on your squad alone. So Devin Booker. You don't have to worry about that defense, Devin Booker. You're fine. Playmaking, Chris Paul. We got the point guard. Don't worry about playmaking, Devin Booker. You're fine. He can make the plays. He can get people involved. Don't worry about interior help. We got DeAndre Ayton coming off the bench. You got JaVale McGee coming off the bench as your big. So what the hell do you have to do, Devin Booker? Go get a damn bucket. And sometimes when Chris Paul isn't playing up to that level, we need you to get on the ball and need you to make plays at times. That's it. When have we ever looked at Devin Booker and like, damn, he don't get the ball, and he's like, if he doesn't get the ball to make these plays for these guys, they might be going home. It's hell no. Devin Booker, when you get the ball, you're in a position to score already. You don't have those same level of responsibility as either the top guy. And out this year, when circumstances aren't ideal for him, and he has to be that guy with the ball in his hands and make those plays, you see the Suns are a 6 seed borderline playing team. You see them getting blown in these 2 series because you can't say nothing about coach. You have three future Hall of Famers, quote unquote, in other people's eyes, and Bill Durant and Booker. Like, there's no excuse. You have to get it done. That team, it was too talented. Like they said in the offseason, we got too many guys. We got that. How can teams stop us? Shit, we seeing it right now. Y'all niggas can't play no ISO ball. That shit's boo-boo. And y'all going home.
Well, I feel it.
Yeah, I feel that too.
I feel like the T-Wolves are kind of constructed to kind of fit Ant-Man as well, which is kind of a detriment towards Devin Booker. Devin Booker's team isn't built to fit him and his play style. It's built to facilitate the fact that, we got this big 3. We're going to let these guys get buckets, and we're just going to live with the results. Ant-Man is like, okay, you have an off night shooting? Okay, cool. Jaden, go ahead and do your thing. Oh, he's having an off night too? That's the reason we got Cat. Oh, Cat, you having an off night too? Thank God for Naz Reid. Oh, y'all having a struggle defensively? We got the DPOY in Rudy Gobert. Like, they have options and multiple avenues of success for them that the Suns simply just don't have, which is kind of sad, and it's kind of messed up for D-Book's part, but I mean, at this point, it is what it is.
We go with the current information that we presented to it. When Devin Booker had all those things in place, everything was crystal clear. Devin Booker was at the top of his power, making first-team All-NBA and the MVP talks and the whole 9. The moment we take away the point guard and interior presence and the whole 9, now all of a sudden they're the 6th seed and their team isn't constructed around Devin Booker, and we feel sorry for them because they're struggling. No,
I ain't sorry for him.
Shit, that's your favorite player. Like what?
Crazy cow.
You throw favorite frogs.
Wait, what you say?
Nigga, try your face with frogs.
Yeah, your face is froze.
Nigga, face it.
Your connection kind of bad.
You wear like that.
Yeah, your connection just
nigga favorite frogs.
Oh, weak as hell. Nah.
Man.
All right, man. Moving on to the next segment. Now let's get into these NFL discussions. So
Money making nigga.
we're gonna. You said what happened?
Now what you say?
No, I was saying let's get into these NFL discussions, man. So my first question for y'all, man, we're gonna talk about the Cowboys. So what improvements do the Cowboys have to make in order to make it to the Super Bowl?
First they need running back. They need a running back. And I'm not saying just any running back. They need a bully. They need a bulldozer. They need a physical back. They don't need those finesse backs. And Mike McCarthy sit out there. He lied to you last year saying, "Oh, we're going to run the ball. We're going to, it's going to be an even attack, but we're going to run the football." When they fired Kellen Moore, look what the hell that got. All they do is throw. Dak Prescott made second team all pro. And look where they got him. First round exit against a Packer team that I would say they overperformed, but I would be lying by saying that because I've seen the ascension of the Packers later in that year when they kind of started catching stride, beating KC, beating Minnesota, beating Detroit. They were beating teams closer to the end of that year. So when they came in and kicked their ass, I wasn't surprised. I'm like, and truthfully, the biggest thing that the Cowboys are really missing is a real quarterback that's going to bring them from, okay, good regular season team to, okay, now we're at the top of the league. We're a real deal Super Bowl threat. Like, we can't sit here and say that the Cowboys haven't had talented squads by far. All of those squads, shit, like Charles said, that damn near like a Celtic Cowboy. Because, like, there's no way these teams aren't making the Super Bowl, if not getting close. And it's like, who's the main guy? Dak Prescott, unfortunately, that falls on you because you don't perform up to regular season levels that you display to us in the playoffs. And everybody, they can say, "Oh, the defense didn't come to play. Oh, this happened. Oh, that happened." No. At the end of the day, you're the quarterback. If it's a shootout, you get a damn shootout. It don't matter what the defense does. Obviously, defense wins championships. Yes, of course. But if I'm paying you all that money to be a top 10 NFL quarterback, you won second team All-Pro, you was a Pro Bowler, you was in MVP talks, there's no excuse why you can't get that job done. So, and in more times than not, Dak Prescott has shown that he can't get that job done. Underperforming in the biggest stages. So, by far, their biggest weaknesses by far is quarterback, running back, and they also need to get a linebacker. They need to stop putting them damn DBs in the box and tell them niggas to go up against some 300-pound linemen. That shit don't work. Get Bell. I mean, get all them little baby backers that you quote unquote have at safety and moving them to the linebacker. They can't play it. Y'all got dominated at the line of scrimmage. It was a physical football game in that playoff game, and Aaron Jones ran wild on you, just like he done in previous years. So the construction of your team has to be changed. And hopefully, I mean, they first round pick, they just got guided out of Oklahoma, that tackle. So I'm assuming that's going to be the replacement for Tyron Smith. But that, like, quarterback, this your last year. This your last year before they can before you're a free agent. I believe if Dak Prescott doesn't show up, or I believe Dak Prescott is a detriment to that squad. And I think not having that physical downhill running back like when they had that 1-2 punch with Zeke and Pollard, I think that really hurt them because they goal line, too many goal line situations where they couldn't just punch it in. They gotta get fancy and run trick plays and run all these motions at the goal line. When in reality, when you had Zeke, he had all them touchdowns, but where were they from? 1-2 yard, put it in my belly, and I'm gonna run through somebody and get in the end zone. Tony Pollard can do that.
Man. I feel you.
Nah, for real, no argument on that.
I feel like running back is their biggest need for sure. I mean, it's not like they had a whole bunch of production from Tony Pollard last season, but I mean, you lose your number one back. You got to replace him with somebody. And I'm sorry, Deuce Vaughn is not going to be in for the Cowboys. I just got to keep it real. Like, he's a good player, but I feel like he's more of a gadget guy. the thing that I feel like the Cowboys need that's getting swept under the radar and under the rug is, bro, they need some interior help, man. I mean, like, how many times have the Cowboys got carved up on defense? I mean, granted, we look at the problems that Dak Prescott has. We look at what they do as far as what they are capable of on the offensive side of the ball. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Brandon Cooks, they always struggle. Oh, God, no. I'm no Dak fan. But I respect his game enough to at least consider him an above average quarterback. I will say that.
So is he a top 10 quarterback?
How many times did we see them holes? Who, Dak?
Yeah.
Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
Is he a what quarterback? A top what?
10.
I feel like
no,
if he
yes
is
or
top
no.
10,
Yes,
he'll be at 10.
Yes or no.
He top 15.
Yeah, he is top 10. He's top 10. He's number 10. If anything, he's top 10. Bro, why are you making it seem like it's a reach?
I feel like there's.
Why are you making it seem like?
I mean, I feel like he's like a high.
He said he's top 10.
He's top 15 in my.
He said he's top 10.
Bro, he just was in the MVP candidate conversation. What do you mean? You can't be a top 10 quarterback and not be in the MVP conversation?
But when everybody say
that doesn't correlate.
He's a top 10 quarterback.
Bro, name 10 guys better than him. Name 10 off the rip.
Josh Allen.
I guarantee you, once you get past five, it's gonna be a little bit more gap getting closed. I promise you that.
Charles, I'm fluent off the tongue when I talk about these quarterbacks, my brother. You ain't got to worry about me. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff. Who?
Not Trevor Lawrence. I'm sorry, no.
Jordan Love.
What has Trevor Lawrence done that Dak hasn't done?
Jordan Love.
Okay.
I was finna get worried for you.
Look at he said.
Justin Herbert. You know he gonna go. What? No. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy.
Okay, that's 9 quarterbacks.
Who was the list? We had Love, Stafford, Goff, Purdy, Herbert, CJ, Burrow, Mahomes, Lamar, Allen. I don't know how you say another bro. Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
I ain't got no argument.
Yeah.
We gotta see what he. No, we gotta see what he does with the chips. Okay, think about it like this. No. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. Think about it like this. It's not me being a hater. Are we certain that Brock Purdy? No. Listen. Hear me out. You mentioned Trevor Lawrence. There is no way Trevor Lawrence is better than Dak Prescott. I can't rock with that. What has Trevor Lawrence done that Dak Prescott hasn't done? You say that's a what?
I say that's an argument, but I would be mad saying if somebody said Dak better than Trevor Lawrence. Okay, that's why I named you 10 other guys.
Okay, now let's talk about Brock. Let's talk business for a second. Let's talk business.
Yeah,
I mean,
Brock Purdy has done what Dak Prescott hasn't done.
Yes.
Yeah, Brock has done what Dak hasn't done for sure.
Yeah,
I understand that. Mm-hmm. And for all respect for the fact that this man has been able to do this as quote unquote Mr. Irrelevant. He ain't irrelevant no more. So shout out to Brock for sure. But
we love you, Brock.
If we looking at situations, if we looking at situations that are the most optimal for a quarterback, you have a otherworldly defense that has your back game in and game out. You have for a long stretch of time, the best receiving core in the league with George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. You got Greg Jennings. You got C-Mac, the best running back in the NFL. You having him tote the rock. You got the best OC, not the best OC. You got one of the top echelon head coaches in Kyle Shanahan, one of the best offensive play callers in the NFL. You telling me that don't have much of an advantage over having somebody like Mike McCarthy? Okay, you can say CeeDee Lamb might be better than all of those guys as far as receivers go, but as far as a pass catcher, as a group, you telling me Dallas is better than 49ers? You think the 49ers defense is better than the Cowboys and it's a close matchup? Nah, it's a gap. Dak Prescott has more on his shoulders than Brock Purdy does on his shoulders. So in his ability to elevate the Cowboys as best as he can, even with the fact that he is underperforming, you mean to tell me that Brock Purdy has not been in a situation that has not been more favorable for him than Dak, which automatically elevates him to that upper echelon status?
You can say that, but at the end of the day, Brock Purdy was in there making those plays. He made the play Dak Prescott couldn't make. Even when they couldn't run the ball no more and they had to put the ball in the air, he had to go make those plays. Brock Purdy made those plays. And you can't say he didn't. When they were losing down bad against Green Bay and the running game weren't going nowhere. Who came to say today? Who stepped up and made those winning plays? McCaffrey did his shit. Whoop-de-whoop. But they put the ball in Brock Purdy. And he made those throws. When they were losing to Detroit, he came and made the plays. He made the plays. So, like, at the end of what?
Now you got to pump the brakes. Now you got to pump the brakes. You telling me that Brock Purdy did come back from down 24-0. There is no way in the world that a team should be up 24-0 at halftime and still find a way to lose. There's no world. That is on the defense. Did you not see those drop picks, those blown coverages? Did you not see them aggressively going for it on fourth down for no reason whatsoever? There's no way in the world Brock Purdy should even be in that position to come back. I don't care if they're playing in Levi Stadium. I don't care if they're playing in San Francisco. I don't care if they're playing in Ford Field in Detroit. There's no way in the world they should be in that position. Now, granted, he got it done. But how much credit is that on Brock Purdy outside of perseverance and resilience?
Bro, you literally cannot. At the end of the day, shit happens in the game. Niggas drop passes, they drop picks. That's what happened. We're going off of what we seen, what he made it happen. No matter what we can say about his situation, whatever we say about what another team didn't do, he went out there and he did what he had to do. Dak Prescott, every time he has a situation where he was down against Green Bay, did he make a comeback against them or did he lose? He lost. It don't matter about the defense. We can say San Fran had a great defense against Detroit. Did they look great in that first half? Hell no, they didn't look great. They got up and down the field. And who went in there and stopped it?
Wait, hold on.
McCaffrey.
Hold on. Now that I'm thinking about it, with that logic, you looking at what you see on production on the field, which is why you put what Brock Purdy in a higher elevated status than Dak Prescott. Couldn't we flip roles for a second and say the same thing about comparing Dak Prescott to Justin Herbert? As talented as Jay Herbo is, what has Herbert done for the Chargers that Dak has not done for the Cowboys? Like let's talk about what we see on the field for a second. What has Herbert done?
Bro, Herbert is a more talented quarterback than Dak Prescott off rip. And before you say Dak Prescott got playoff win, who the hell has had Dak Prescott level teams? Dak Prescott had top teams in the league and disappointed. If Dak Prescott was just a regular quarterback on Dallas Cowboys on a regular team, we would not be holding him to these expectations. You have a future Hall of Famer at guard. You have a top 3 O-line in the league with the Dallas Cowboys. When you have a top 5 pass catcher in the league last year in CeeDee Lamb, when you have a solid, good tight end in Jake Ferguson, you have a solid number 2 in Brandon Cooks. Gallup. Okay, we understand. Gallup wasn't the same after the surgery. That's why he's gone. But when you tell me you have all this around you and you don't get it done, Like what are we looking at? Detroit had the same situation. Detroit, good quarterback, great O line. They had a worse defense than Dallas and made it further to go. So like, what's the excuse? I'm saying, what's the excuse on why Dak? What I'm saying, what's the excuse why Dak Prescott can't get the job done with the elevated situation when Brock Purdy has the same good level situation and makes it to places Dak Prescott has never made? Now it's an argument. Huh?
I could understand that argument.
Wait. And also, my bad. We was talking about Herbert. We was talking about Herbert. Nigga, Herbert has never had a team like that. Herbert's back there running for his life majority of the time throwing the football. This nigga is consistently getting injured. But talent, Herbert's talent is next to none.
That is true.
When he got in the playoffs, he sold that league. Okay, he did that. But he looked way better in the playoffs than Dak Prescott have ever looked. And that's by far. By far. Justin Herbert in the playoffs.
So you telling me that Justin Herbert looked better in the playoffs than at any point in Dak Prescott's career in the postseason?
I wouldn't say that. I'm talking about,
but like this past playoffs, like I don't lie, Justin looked like that guy. I'm not gonna lie, he looked nice with it.
About the year before.
Yeah, year before.
Yeah, because they ain't make the playoffs this year.
No, we didn't.
Think about it like this.
We're talking about last year.
But think about it like this, bro. Let's keep it right. Let's keep it a statement, bro. There are not many teams in the NFL that underperform more than the Cowboys as far as expectations go. The Chargers are one of those teams. How many excellent rosters have they had? Joey Bosa, Derwin James, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler. You got Justin Herbert.
They were hurt.
Hey, Charles. How many players on that team are on IR?
Literally,
I understand that, and that's not his fault. But we've seen Justin Herbert be able to take his team to the playoffs for that 1 year in which he blew that 20-something to 0 lead against Trevor Lawrence. We understand that, and I'm not giving him no excuses, no passes on that, but I'm also just giving him things for the things he can control. But you look at it from this year's standpoint, when the Chargers were healthy, how many times did he blow leads? How many times did he end up in these bad situations? I get it. Brandon Staley is not the greatest coach in the world. That's why he's up out of it. That's why they got Jim Harbaugh now. But you telling me that you ain't never really had expectations for LA, for Justin Herbert? I mean, he's in year 6 now? What has he done?
He's in year 5.
Unfortunately, I haven't had no teams around.
Okay, he's in year 5. What has he done?
I mean, Herbert ain't. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be honest. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't done much, bro, but he does what he can. You know what I'm saying? Like T.K. said, we lack O-lineman, bro, and that's why we just got Joe Alt. Like, you know what I'm saying? We lack that. This nigga was in the backfield running for his life, so there's only so much he can do. He got sacked. We had a high sack rate last year. Like, we got sacked a lot. Like, this past season, we got sacked a lot. Like, he literally was back there running for his life. But other than that, bro, everybody was always injured, bro. Like, it was just always on IR. You know what I'm saying? So,
Charles, who you picking? Who you picking? Dak Prescott or Justin Herbert?
I'm picking Dak. I'm gonna stand on this. I'm picking Dak. Why does that sound crazy?
I ain't gonna lie. Justin Herbert got more talent than Dak. I'll be real.
Herbert is a by far better quarterback than Dak Prescott.
Herbert is a prototypical quarterback, bro. He's a prototype quarterback, bro. Like, that nigga is like that. I'm not just talking because this is my quarterback for the team, but Justin Herbert is nice. Like, he is nice.
No, it's not me discrediting, bro. It's not like I'm just making bro look bad. It's just
I know. I understand. Like,
you make him look really filthy with this Dak Prescott disrespect. Dak Prescott is nowhere near better than her. Herbert's closer to top 5 than top 10.
No, look, bro. That's
literally.
Right, Herbert probably like 6 or 7 right now. Like 7. He probably like 6 or 7 right now. I'll be real. You don't think so? Nobody thinks so.
I gotta agree to disagree.
Yeah,
I gotta agree to disagree.
Not that stuff. Yeah, we understand.
Anyways, man. That was a long ass segment, but moving on to the next question, man. T. Higgins and Trey Hendrickson, man. What is the most ideal landing spot for them? Like for them two, where do y'all see them going?
I think the team that needs him the most is the Patriots. Patriots. Well,
Which one?
T. Higgins.
T. Higgins. Okay.
They need a receiver, and they didn't get one in the draft as of yet. I'm pretty sure they will get one, but at presently constructed, they have Drake May, Juju Smith-Schuster. I think do they still have Devontae Parker? Ty. I think Ty Thornton, the one that went to Baylor. They don't really. I mean,
they got the other Kendrick. They got Kendrick. Damn, is it? Yeah, Kendrick. Bourne. Yeah, Kendrick Bourne. Don't they still have him?
I guess, but I mean, what the hell is that gonna do?
Yeah, he did like I don't know. He did some plays like at the beginning of the season last year, but
that ain't moving the needle. But
no, it didn't. But it for sure made me like, I was like, damn, I didn't even know they had him. I didn't even know who he was for real.
A team to be on the look. I mean, players that should be on the lookout as of now. Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. One of those guys are getting traded, and I don't know who gonna get traded where, but it looks like they're trying to get off of Deebo more likely than Ayuk. They probably gonna try to get off Deebo and try to give Ayuk the contract because Ayuk is a true number one receiver. And me personally, I wouldn't blame them if they did that because injury history with Deebo, he's always consistently out with a nick or neck, but like that goes to how San Fran using him, which is putting him in the most productive role for him, which is being a gadget guy. If you need to play in the backfield, he in the backfield. Slot. He on the outside and the outside. But he does multiple things for that team in order to that boosts his value outside of playing receiver. So obviously the Knicks and that gonna come.
That's why I think that they keep him because he's an athlete. He can play. He can take those in the rounds back to the crib. You know what I'm saying? He can play running back. They can put him at running back or whatever. Put him in that little wildcat position.
So you would take Deebo over Ayuk?
Ayuk had a better season. Ayuk had a better season than him. So if we're going off this season, no, I wouldn't.
You're talking about like in general. If you were the coach and you had to keep one player, who you keeping? Ayuk or Deebo?
That's a good ass question. I'm gonna lie, I'd probably keep Deebo. I like Ayuk, I really do, but Deebo's an athlete. Yeah, you got to consider.
I'm taking Ayuk.
I'm glad you're thinking with a straight brain, my brother.
I'm taking, bro.
No disrespect to
Deebo is too injury prone. For sure.
Deebo closer to 30. Ayuk could just not coming up on his first contract. I think he was in class of 2019 draft class on the back end of that first round from San Diego, from Arizona State. I mean, he's proven like he made second team All Pro this year. He's proven that he's going to be a primary number one option on the San Francisco 49ers, which is going to continue to keep them in championship contention. I think losing Ayuk will be a crime. And I think if they trade them, they're going to really regret it. In keeping Deebo, no, I'm getting off of Deebo, and I'm keeping Ayuk and giving him that extension because that's a number one receiver. And then they just got Ricky Purcell out of Florida, so it's like, hey, they already that move with getting Ricky Purcell already letting them know like, all right, we getting rid of one of y'all. Just don't know which one yet, but where we look towards the future, we're upgrading the position. One of y'all got to go. And I think, unfortunately, it's going to be Deebo. He's going to be traded later today. So, hey, Patriots or shit, whoever want him. I don't really know too many spots for Deebo. Patriots, Colts, Deebo coming somewhere. But I don't think
Dodgers.
Man, y'all hell no.
Damn, nah.
Y'all need to get that receiver.
But Henderson, I say Trey Henderson, I think he can go to Atlanta. I think Atlanta really fumbled the ball in the draft getting Michael Penix Jr. instead of that edge rusher after giving Kirk Cousins all that money. So I think Henderson, they were really missing an edge. They need an edge rusher. They need a linebacker. They need a couple of things. Quarterback was like, all right, you kind of addressed it. I mean, I know your ceiling's only so high with Kirk Cousins, but
Need some corners.
getting Penix is like you didn't really necessarily hit your hit your weakness on the nose. So I think getting Henderson and giving him his money, because Henderson is saying that he's considering retiring if he doesn't get traded. So he put real deal pressure on the Bengals. So I think Trey Henderson, his best fit would be on the Falcon, and I think T Higgins' best fit would be on the Patriots.
Do you think T Higgins will look good with Buffalo?
Yeah, because he's a bigger body receiver in the cold weather. Got a gunslinger for a quarterback, so he wants to throw the deep ball. I just don't think. I don't think his. I don't know, bro. Because they're not going to trade him with the conference rival. I'm not a real contending rival. Like the Bills are currently not as big of contenders as they once were, but they most definitely are one of the top. We can respectfully say they're a top 5 contender in the league still after the Stephon Diggs, Trey White, all those losses that they had in the offseason. That we can still say they are still top 5 AFC threat to a Super Bowl. So it wouldn't make sense for the Bengals to let them get richer by giving them their number 2 receiver. So I wouldn't see him going to Buffalo. No,
it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense for sure. But I mean, just in terms of where I would like to see T, I would say Buffalo. I get it's not likely, but as far as like teams that are in desperate need of a pass catcher, I mean, you gave up 2 of your best targets over the past few years. Gabe Davis, he's off in Jacksonville. He's going to make him a little bad. Stephon, you got rid of him because you feel like he's a detriment to your team locker room and your team morale. It is what it is. You got to get somebody. And I get it. You got Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakur, but if you think that's going to change life for Buffalo in terms of giving you that same level of production that those 2 guys gave you, I can't see that realistically, which is why I would want to see what T would look like as a number 1 option in that role in Buffalo. As far as Hendrickson goes, I could see him with that blue and gold on the Rams. I feel like especially with that Aaron Donald departure, it's not like the Rams were the most high-powered defense in the world. They need some type of firepower on that defensive side. That defensive line has had its weaknesses for sure.
I'm going to say they just got Jared Verse.
They did, but they could pair Hendrickson on the other side.
They got Kobe.
You don't think that would be a
Turner
scary
in the middle. Then they draft Byron Young last year in the 3rd. Byron Young.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, you take a look at that blueprint that they have in San Francisco. They got all these defensive linemen, but they always in rotation, so everybody's fresh. You telling me a fresh Byron Young, a fresh Hendrickson, all of these defensive linemen on the Rams don't seem at the very least worrisome for the offensive side of the ball? That would be nice. And the Rams need some type of defensive puncher's chance. I feel like Hendrickson could give them
that. Me personally, I was thinking about this. We already spoke on T. Higgins about going to the Bills. That was my ideal spot for him landing because, like T. said, big body receiver, you know what I'm saying? Gunslinger at quarterback, man. That's a place where I see him going. Because, I mean, Bills are known for having, like, you know, big body receivers and all that. But with T, I honestly, I don't know where he would go. Honestly, I'm not too sure. With Trey, he needs to go to a team that like needs an edge. That needs an edge. The teams y'all listed, I can see him there, like an ATL and Charles. You said who?
The Rams.
The Rams, yeah, I can see him at the Rams for sure. because they just lost Aaron Donald, but they did just gain Jared Verse. But like you said, they could put him on opposite sides. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a nightmare for quarterbacks. With ATL, I can see that as well. They most definitely are in need of an edge. You know what I'm saying? But as far as T. Higgins go, man, my only option, my only pick was the Bills. I could see him going there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the Bills wide receiver room is very. They need more receivers. I'm gonna just say that. So yeah, they need more receivers. I mean, the ones they have, they're good, but they're not on T. Higgins. They're not, T. Higgins. You know what I'm saying? But that's really my take on that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, because real life, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I can't. I mean, I can't say what the Chargers. I mean, like I don't know. I don't know where T. Higgins can land. I honestly don't know. You know, I'd be happy if they did pick up T. Higgins. I mean, that'd be great. Hell, our wide receiver room, we don't really have anybody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, hopefully Quentin Johnston, he have a better year this year. You know what I'm saying? I understand he was a rookie and shit last year, but
Pittsburgh in the round of getting a receiver after getting off of Deontay Johnson.
You said who?
Pittsburgh, but they realistically wouldn't trade within the division, so I wouldn't see that happening. But that's another team that needs a receiver. Denver needs a receiver.
Yeah, Denver. Cardinals need. I mean, they just picked up.
Cardinals, they got Marv.
They got Marv, but what other options do the Cardinals have other than Marv?
Trey McBride.
Don't they still got Christian Kirk?
Who? You said Christian Kirk.
Kirk?
Did you say Kirk?
Don't they still got, bro?
No, he with the
Jag. Don't they still got?
Yeah, he's still with the Jag.
Oh, he's still with the Jags.
He was nice on the Cardinals. I ain't gonna lie.
He was. I mean, that could be an ideal landing spot for him too. But Pittsburgh, I can see him playing for them too. But they're more of a like.
They ain't gonna trade within the division though.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna see him. I can see him going to like. I can see him going to like the Cardinals or something like that. I can see him going there. Yeah, I can see him going there. And I can see Hendrickson going to the Rams just because they need like they need another edge, or the Falcons. But I feel like the Falcons are more in need of an edge than than the Rams, because they just got Jared Verse. But who knows? But I see him going to the Falcons for sure.
Yeah.
But next topic, man, we're gonna get into this NFL draft, man. So we're gonna talk about this is gonna be the winners, losers in the draft. Like what team picked up a good fit for them, and what team was just like, you ain't even need that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the Bears, man. Caleb Williams. Yeah, I feel like that was a win, loss. What do you think?
That's the best quarterback in the draft. So by far, it's a win.
That's a win.
And then on top of that, they got Roma Dunze too. Top. I mean, in certain eyes, some think he may be the best receiver in the draft. I think he's third best. He went where he's supposed to win, which is good for him. I think the Bears, by far, they got a 1-2 combo for years to come. Young cat, and also with DJ Moore, huh?
They got a 1-2-3 combo. The DJ might mess around and play the slot.
Nah, hell no.
Keenan Allen and DJ Moore.
Keenan Allen is a slot receiver.
I'm just saying they got options of what they could do with him.
Mm-hmm.
But Keenan, that's where his bread is buttered. He's a great slot, so he would be the slot, and Odunze and Moore would be the outside. But I think the Bears are big winners in this draft. Sneakily, I think the Eagles are winners. For getting a top cornerback in the draft.
Getting the best corner in the draft. That was
and staying packed.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I think low key the Vikings, they're winners too. They kind of going off that Texan role model in a way, where it's like get your quarterback, secure that first, then go get your future edge. Mind you, they got a few of our guys too. They got Grenard in free agency. They just gave him 70. And then they got Blake Cashman too, our linebacker. They got him for 30-some mil. But I think they really attacked their areas of need. Edge rusher, they lost to Neil Hunter, replaced him with Dallas. And on top, and he was really supposed to be the top edge rusher also. A lot of people expected him to go at 8 because that was a real need for the Falcons. And, the Falcons went with who they went with. So him dropping all the way to 19 was a real shocker to us all.
The Cardinals, I feel like the Cardinals, they had some good picks in the draft as well. Drafting, the best receiver in the draft class. So
Shit, that's that. But they got the edge rush out of Missouri.
I was just about to say that, the edge rusher out of Missouri. What's his name? Darius Robinson. He's a dog, man. Him and Marv, you know what I'm saying? Great pickups, you know what I'm saying? It's still like early in the draft, but you know what I'm saying? The Dolphins picking up Chop Robinson, I feel like that was a good pickup for them. What do y'all think about like the Steelers picking up Troy Fontana? I feel like that was pretty solid.
You said Steelers picking up that lineman?
Yeah, Troy Fontana out of Washington.
That was a great pickup.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's exactly what they needed.
Oh yeah.
I believe so too. I feel like the loss, I ain't gonna say the loss.
Hey, Texans. Let's wake up today, man. It's our day, man. It's time for us to get on that board. It's time for us to get some talent, man.
Y'all boys 40. Yeah. 42.
It's time for us to get some talent.
Boys 42. Nigga, Chargers. We need a fucking receiver. We just drafted the best old lineman. But come on. Receivers, nigga. I
don't think niggas know how many people are still available. Like Cooper DeJean is still on the board. Kool-Aid McKinstry is still on the board. Donnie, Ladd McConkey, Keon Coleman. Shoot. The list goes on. Cooper's still on the board.
Jalen Polk's still available. Anais is still available. It's I ain't gonna lie, it's hella talent still left. It's shitload of receivers that still left.
There was only one cornerback to come out the board. 2 cornerbacks come out the board in the first round. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Bro, imagine, Charles. Who should we get, bro? Be honest. Like, I know, like, bro.
Corner wise?
No, I'm talking about player. Like, Charles, who you think? Who you think my Texans should get?
Man,
I ain't gonna lie. I was shooting for y'all to get Nate.
I would love to get Kool-Aid. That just solidifies that secondary, just the depth reasons in general. You look at what we got in Jeff Okudah, that's a project in terms of like that's a gamble, but it's a low risk move. This is another thing that could solidify our back end for years to come. Him, Stingley, you telling me that don't sound dangerous? That sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel that we got Keon
Coleman at receiver?
I would love it. I would love it if we ain't signed Diggs, but I don't feel like there's enough room at the table. That would be great, though.
But
they don't feel like there's enough room on the table for him to eat, at least the way that we would want him to.
But Diggs only here for a year,
though. True.
He is.
They front-loaded his contract to give him all guaranteed money in this 1 year.
Oh, my God. There's still so many good corners left.
Yeah, so we're getting the best version of him.
Max Milton is still left. Cooper still left. Kool-Aid, Ennis Rexstraw, Kamari. Oh, my God. Mike Sandstill? Or Sandstill? I think that's how you say his name. He's still available?
Sandstill from Michigan, yeah.
Yes, bro. Kyrie Jackson is still available.
Dang. Breaking news.
It's a lot.
Breaking news. NFL, they're allowing the NFL team next year to wear Guardian caps.
In the game?
Wow. I say
yes, in the game. How you feel about that? That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
It's crazy. It's gonna change.
Hopefully it benefits the injuries. Like no less injury, but dang, Guardian caps on the helmets now.
That's gonna look weird.
That's gonna be weird because like the logos are gonna be hidden.
They probably have to put them on the Guardian caps.
That's gonna look weird.
It is gonna be
different.
Damn, guarding caps on all him. Not all him, but they're allowing it to.
That's actually kind of wild.
Dang, Jazier Newton's still on the board? Sheesh.
There's still a lot of heat left.
Bro, the Texans got to move up, bro. We got to get him.
What are we willing to give up, though?
Hey, don't you say? Didn't you say you want old boy out of A&M?
Cooper's still on the board too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we just signed Algier. We still got Harris for another 2 years. Tutu, he's still developing, coming into his own. So I think we can pass him on a linebacker to get that D tackle out of Illinois. If he's second high prospect still left on the board right now. So I think he might be gone by the time our pick is, because we got pick 10 in the second round. But it's like, man,
I hope we can.
If we got to move up, damn, Washington got 2 picks in the second round within the top 10.
Yeah.
Damn, they lucky.
I hope that we can scoop up a Donnie or like Lad. Everybody like bro.
Keon. Donnie's still on the board, bro. I know there's still a lot of great receivers. There's a lot of great receivers still in the draft, bro.
Bro, Donnie, Lad,
Franklin,
Jalen McMillan, Troy.
Jalen McMillan's on the board. He was the number one before he got injured on Washington team. He had 1,000-yard season the year before.
Troy Franklin's still up in there. That's crazy.
Jamari's still on the board, nigga. Luke McCaffrey still on the board. Anthony Gow, Jermaine Burton, bro. Anais is still on the board. Jordan Whittington is in the draft. Oh shit, he's good. Well, he was good in college.
That's your boy.
That boy is nice.
Charles, who you believe as the biggest loser? The biggest loser in the draft,
bro. It's not a shocker. I ain't gonna lie. It's the Falcons.
And I'm gonna It's
bro. I'm gonna tell you
honestly,
bro. Think about it like this. Think about it like this, man. You got all this talent that the Falcons could have acquired over the past few years, right? You got guys, you got Pitts, you got London, you got Algier, you got Bijan Robinson. Last offseason, they had a chance to get Lamar Jackson. They passed on him. Now he just won his second MVP. Okay, cool. It is what it is. Don't want to pay that fine. It is what it is. They had a chance to get the closest thing to him in Justin Fields, a project quarterback who has some development to do with his arm, but has a God-given ability to run with that pigskin with his legs. Passed on him in this offseason. Okay, cool. It is what it is. You get Kirk Cousins for a $100 million deal for 4 years. You know, he's the best quarterback on that team. So technically, you want to say he's an improvement to what your roster is. You got it. You get Michael Penix Jr. with the 8th pick. And I like Michael Penix Jr., but there's no reason for you to get him. You got an insurance policy for a dude that you're paying 9 figures. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what's worse. Paying 9 figures to a quarterback who's going to be a bridge, or seeing that there's a realistic possibility that Michael Penix won't touch the field till he's 27. That's insane. There's a real possibility that those things could be happening. Whatever the Falcons are cooking, I don't understand.
But still, though, like, you gotta realize $100 million for a quarterback, that's low value compared to what quarterback going for nowadays. So, like, really getting him at that rate was really a steal, if we're being honest. So I think my biggest loser in the draft is the Raiders. And I think it's because they really needed a quarterback. They needed to really attack a quarterback. And they really drafted Brock Bowers because it was like, well, shit, he's the best available prospect on the board. Let's just grab him. Like, y'all just drafted Mayer out of Notre Dame last year. What the hell are y'all doing? Like, y'all just up there. Y'all lit like they getting caught off guard last second and saying, shit, let's just pick somebody. Like, it's no way that you go draft another tight end after you brought in a tight end last year in your second round. Second round picks are he was your starting tight end. So what the hell are we doing? They needed a quarterback. They could refuse to move up, and all 6 of them went off the board. I think another loser, another potential loser could be the Broncos getting Bo Nix as high as they did. I don't know. Only reason I say I don't know because I don't know what the Raiders would have did if the Broncos didn't get him. Because if the Raiders would have got him, they would have been just as dumb as the Broncos. I think you can get Bo Nix at least by second round. You didn't have to go up that high for a quarterback with that low of a ceiling. But yet again, they said he has Drew Brees potential. He's good dinking and dunking. He's good processing the field. He don't have the best ability, but he does what he needs to in order for team success. So I think the Broncos, they could potentially be losers, but I think the bigger loser by far is the Raiders missing out on the quarterback.
I have no argument with that. Them boys for sure need a QB. With me, I'm gonna go. I gotta go ahead and say like the Falcons because it's just like, damn, you give Kirk all this money, and then you win. I mean, even though I know Kirk, he's didn't he just come off like a was it an Achilles tear?
They tore the Achilles.
Yes. Yeah, he just came off an Achilles, so I see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like that's. I don't know, bro. It's like I don't know. It's like damn, that was kind of like uncalled for and everything like that. But I see what they're doing. They drafted him because they feel like that Kurt could teach Penix like the ropes, basically be like a mentor for Penix and make him an even better QB. So if he do go down, Penix can go out there and already be ready type shit. But that is crazy. But Penix probably won't see the field till he's what you said 27. That's what y'all said.
They got something up their sleeve with Kirk. They might give him all his money guaranteed so they can release him or something without the penalties and stuff. But I think drafting a quarterback at the age of 24, you got to low-key play him like sooner rather than later. So I think Kirk realistically got about a year and a half, close to 2, but he's not going to finish out that full 4 year without any movement. Unless BJ playing out his mind and he overachieves and it's like, dang, well, you gotta low key let him sit, or you can move off of him and say, okay, you gave me the most out of what you could, but now it's time to elevate Penix into that role because shit, he's gonna be 26 by the time he realistically gonna touch the field. So I think it's a hit or miss. Like
that's the thing, though. It's like Mari mentioned, you got Kirk Cousins who could be a mentor to MPJ, Michael Penix Jr. But it's like I don't care who you are. I'm not giving you $100 million to be a mentor to someone who's going to take your spot. Like for all the flack we give the Giants and giving Daniel Jones that money, at least they're giving him an opportunity to show him that he's deserving of that money. They got him in league neighbors. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to bolster up that offense. The Falcons had a chance to improve their team for right now. That's what the draft is for. You can look at it for the foreseeable future, but these guys are being picked up to make impacts as soon as possible. You already got a quarterback that you just gave up all this money to. You don't need him at this moment. He's not going to do anything to help your team unless, God forbid, Kirk ends up getting hurt again. And then it's like, out of all the insurance policies that you did, you got a dude who's as injury prone, if not more, than Kirk Cousins. I like Michael Penix, but at the same time, I just don't understand what the Falcons are doing because it's not like they need a quarterback. It's a good insurance policy to a certain extent, but as far as helping them win in this upcoming 2024 season, I can't rock with it.
No arguments here for me.
Penix, none for me either.
I would say anything. It's like Kirk Cousins. I believe he's the age of 36. So that's pretty old in quarterback terms. So I wouldn't be mad if there were to move on Kirk Cousins as fact because Achilles is Achilles. Mm-hmm. You can't underestimate that. 35 turning 36 on August 19th. So by the time he gets done with his deal, he'll be 40. So it's like you looking forward towards the future. Kirk Cousins, honestly, if he plays up to Kirk, you're not gonna have that high of a pick.
Damn, did he just lag out? Did he just lag out?
Really?
Oh, I don't know.
Hey, this man lagged out.
I hope not.
This
shit just went.
He could pop back in, huh?
Yeah, he can. Okay, he still got the link. Nah, damn.
Yeah, he should be.
He should come back through this. I'm gonna remove him from the stage and have him back. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I added him back to this. That shit crazy, but I don't lie. Like, I feel like we got a good ass. He said, "Huh? Damn, he left." Yeah, he got to join back, but I feel like we got a good ass pick though with Joe Alt, like the Chargers. I feel like they got a good ass pick with him. I mean, that's the best lineman in the draft. I did not know that man was 6'9", 321 pounds. That's a big dude. Big. That's a big motherfucker. God damn, that's crazy. That was a great ass pickup. I ain't gonna lie, that was a good pickup. I ain't gonna lie. I wish we could have gotten neighbors though. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that was a W pickup for the Giants, even though they do need a QB. But I mean, sure, there's so many good QBs. Well, yeah, there's a lot of good QBs available still. I can see them picking up somebody like, oh shit, my boy right here.
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
But it ain't make the damn noise when you join back. But yeah, man, that's tough. That's tough as hell.
Hey, T, you know what it is? Why I kicked you out?
What?
Because this podcast called Check the Stats, but you over here downplaying Dak Prescott. It had to count what you saying as cap. It had to kick you out.
Hey, don't worry, you're gonna be kicked out of the Texan fan base. You keep defending the opposition.
Hey,
look, he's defending the opposition.
Texans fan to the day I die. I'm just saying, bro. I'm not defending the opposition. You making it seem like I'm saying he better than CJ.
Bro, he's not, bro. Herbert has better ability than Dak Prescott. That's not even close. Dak Prescott hasn't had the same level of team. I mean, Dak Prescott has had better teams every single season Herbert had been in the NFL. It don't matter about the names on the outside. Dak Prescott's team was constructed well from the ground up. Great top 5 defense, great O-lines, and good skill position. All we need Dak to do is play at least regular season type football. We know he can't elevate. We done seen too many examples of that, and he still doesn't do it. But we give him a pass because of what? He made a second team All-Pro. It was a bad year in the league. Like Mahomes was throwing picks left and right, but we all know Mahomes better than Dak. Herbert was on a bad team, 4-13, got injured, didn't play for the second half of the season. CJ got hurt, though he got hurt 2 games in the season that he didn't play, which ultimately hurt his MVP chances and his All-Pro. Then you had Aaron Rodgers didn't even play for the season. Josh Allen had an up and down season. Brock Purdy messed up at the end, losing to the Ravens in the fashion that he did. So we're like, who was going to get second team All-Pro at that quarterback position?
I feel you.
It was literally like they gave it to him off of pity. Like he had a good season, fine, but was he the second best quarterback in the league this year? Hell no. No,
he wasn't the second best quarterback in the league. But I'm just saying
he played the position the second best.
He said what?
Did he play the position the second best?
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Back to the draft, man.
I'm just not gonna look at him as someone that's, if he's not top 10, he's fringe. It's not like he's
he's 11-12.
Oh, that's fringe.
Yeah, but he ain't top 10.
If he's top 10, he's number 10. I said that from the beginning.
Nah,
if he's top 10, then he's number 10.
He 11-12.
I ain't gonna lie, the Bills, they really sold giving Kansas City that 28th pick.
That was crazy.
It's so crazy. Because I was looking at that's so crazy, bro. You know, Yeah, I forgot to say this, bro. They some losers too. The Bills, bro. You know that draft when they had Trubisky, Mahomes, and Deshaun Watson all in the same class. You know, the Bears sold by picking up Trubisky first or whatever it was, and the Chiefs traded up to get Mahomes, who we now know is the best quarterback in the NFL by far. You know who they traded with? They traded with the Bills.
Bills, bro.
I don't know if I don't know. I'm not saying that Xavier Worthy is going to bring to Kansas City what Mahomes brung at the quarterback position. I don't know if he's going to do that to the receiver position. But at the same time, you got to look at it like this, bro. Their biggest weakness as a team for a majority of the year, that's still something that's a question that Rasheed Rice situation. And you just gave them the fastest man in the combine. You gave him the fastest man in the draft. Like, you need a receiver. What are we doing?
These niggas,
You
they
need
got
a receiver. You just
they
lost
got
your
Worthy. They got Hollywood. Who else they got?
They got Rice. They got Kelsey.
Rice, Kelsey.
They might got something up their sleeve though. They might be trying to trade. They're trying to accumulate some picks and try to trade for a more proven top tier receiver, like maybe an IU, or maybe try to get a too good of a package where the Bengals can't say no and get T. So like we can say they losing and stuff, but shoot, we thought the Texans were crazy when we traded out of the first round, but you see what we ended up with. We got Stephon Diggs in the process. So I think with them, I'm trying to sit back and see if they actually cook up. They got the first pick in the second round, so they still have a boatload of talent to choose from. Not other levels of the first round, but I feel like they have a plan because there's no way you trade out of that position twice. Because they traded out the 32 and gave it to Carolina, and then they got the receiver out of South Carolina.
Xavier Leggett.
Yeah. So
you talking about y'all did?
No, the Panthers got Xavier Leggett.
No, I'm talking about like you traded out of. So who traded out of that position?
The Bills. The Bills traded with the Chiefs, and then they traded with the Panthers. So it's like I'll sit back and trust the process, see what they do today. If they don't do anything today, then it's like okay, like all right, now they tripping.
I feel like they can scoop up a Donnie.
Sure, if I'm them, I'll give that
They
pick.
could.
I'll get that pick, bro. You know how crazy it would be San Fran trading Ayuk and them getting that pick, and then they just get another receiver.
Hey, they just helping big niggas at this point. But man, that's it, man. Look, we're gonna call it. We're gonna, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna end the episode right there, man. Hey, best podcast, you know what I'm saying? We coming up in the world, man. Check the stats. Remember that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hit that like, subscribe button, man. Comment. You know what I mean? Tap in with us. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be back with more content. You know what I'm saying?
Follow the pages, all the pages, social media, Instagram, Twitter, X, YouTube, Spotify. We everywhere, man. Tap into the hottest pod on the planet, man. We on the come up, man. We got special things in store, man. Big surprises. Shoot, we ain't gonna be online forever, so that's just a little sneak drop. Get y'all intrigued a little bit. We got real big plans, and the sky's the limit. We're gonna keep coming with the good content. We're gonna keep coming. That's all I gotta say. CDS, check the stats. You know where we at, man. Episode 8. Signing off. Host T Cal. You got co-host Big O, and you got the other host, Titan fan extraordinaire Versi. So, with that being said, we sign off, man.
Hey man, you need the facts. Check the stats. You know what it is, man.
Yeah. All the Titan fans. You need any Titan information? DM my boy Versi. We out.